So, Dr. Dami, good evening. You're welcome on today's live chat, and we are glad to have you here, sir. Please kindly let me know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can. Thank you, sir.
All right. So how do we start?
Just give us a minute, sir. We'll start right now. Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Belle by Choice, Facebook and YouTube live chat. Thank you so much. So our topic for this evening, for this week, is the myths and contraceptions about contraception, the myths and misconceptions about contraception, the myths and misconceptions about contraceptions. So what are the myths and the misconceptions that surround contraceptions and all? So this evening, our speaker, Dr. Dami, will be enlightening us more on what the myths and misconceptions about contraception is. Okay, over to the next slide. Yeah, the Belle by Choice initiative wouldn't have been possible without our amazing partners for their support. So our big thanks to AWDF, Global Fund for Women, Women First Digital, Moment for Women Alliance, DKT International, Cross River State Ministry of Health, UNFPA, Cross River State Primary Healthcare Development Agency. So our big thanks goes to our amazing partners for their support each and every week. Thank you. So get to meet our speaker. So our speaker for today is Damilola Ademola Oladosu. He's a medical doctor who recently graduated from medical school in the College of Health Sciences, University of Ilorin. He was an editor-in-chief of the Ilorin University Medical Students Association from 2019 to 2021. He's a public health enthusiast with a great deal of interest in disease prevention and maternal health care. He loves having discussions on nature and health. Wow, so nice to meet you, Miss Dr. Dami. Thank you so much thank you so much for accepting our invite and also willing to enlighten us more on what the myth and misconception of contraception is all about. We are glad to have you with us this evening. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Right. Faith, are you here?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me well?
Yeah. Faith, good evening, Faith. Can you hear me?
Yes, good evening, Esther.
Victoria, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so over to you. How's been your day?
Very fine. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another session. So Dr. Damilola will be addressing our first question to you, sir. Are you online?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me well?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so for today, our first question on our topic today is, what are the myths and misconceptions about contraception?
All right. Thank you very much, first of all, to Miss Esther and to the AIDS Network in general for having me here. I see it as a very big honor to do what I love doing, trying to prevent diseases especially, and promote the health of people. while talking about contraceptions, well, it does prevent diseases. But one thing I really appreciate about it is it helps to prevent unwanted pregnancy, which has a lot of social and psychological effects. So I really think what the Age Network, what you guys are doing is extremely amazing, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. Okay, now, well, while saving pleasantries for the first and last, I will just try to go to the first question now. You asked me what are the myths and the misconceptions about contraceptions.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
I think before I talk about, or before I give an answer to what the myths and the misconceptions about contraceptions are, I think it's important we remind ourselves what is the meaning of a myth, and also what is the meaning of contraception really. Like myth, for example, now is widely defined as a false belief that is widely held, a false belief that a lot of people know is a myth. There are many myths when we were young. When people would probably say, they would say, if the rain is falling and the sun is shining, an elephant is giving birth, that's that kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's a myth.
yes, yes.
It's widely known to be popular. But the fact that it's widely held, the fact that a lot of people know about something doesn't mean it's true, and that's a myth. Widely held false belief. That's just what it is. So when we now talk about contraception, what are contraceptions? Contraceptions is just when we use the word contraception, it means we are preventing pregnancy voluntarily. The voluntary means of preventing pregnancy. So that's, let me
Okay.
just keep it simple like that. So contraception just means that I am trying to prevent pregnancy. Myth means something that is false, but a lot of people know. So what are the myths and misconceptions now? So I will just run through what myths are. One myth is I am breastfeeding, so I can't get pregnant. That's a myth. When people believe that when they are breastfeeding, they can have sex as much as they want to. Although there's a clause to it, there's an explanation to it, while sometimes it might be true. But many people widely believe that, okay, as long as they are breastfeeding this child, they can never get pregnant. That's number one. The another myth is when you use, because we have hormonal contraceptives like pills that we take, and then we also have implants that we put just beneath the skin, the Jadel and the Implanol, the implant. Some people believe that if you give, if you go on an hormonal contraceptive, either you are taking it orally or you are taking it, or maybe it's an implant just beneath your skin, that it works immediately. That's a myth, and that is a myth. It's something that is wrong. Another one is that some people believe that they won't get pregnant if they take I think my network went off. Am I back online? I'm being heard.
Yes, sir.
All right. So there's another myth that people think that, okay, they can't get pregnant if they take a shower or they bathe immediately after sex, or if they urinate after sex. Some people believe that, okay, they can't get pregnant. That's another myth. So some people believe that when they are breastfeeding, they can't get pregnant. That's a myth. Some believe that if they take a bath or shower after taking their bath, after having sex, that they can't get pregnant. That's a myth. Some people believe that if they're having sex for the first time, this is my first time I'm doing it, so I can't get pregnant. That's a myth. It's a lie. And some people believe that when they're using a withdrawal method, trying to pull out the penis before the man ejaculates, oh, they think by that preventing pregnancy. That's another myth. Some people believe that they don't have to use a condom. They can use nylon. They can use a wrap on the penis. It will prevent. That's also a myth. It's a false belief that is popularly known. Some also believe that if the woman is on top during sex, the woman is on top of the man and not the man on top of the woman, that it will not really allow the sperm to really enter her like that. And they think, okay, because of that, she can't get pregnant. That's also a myth. And some also believe that if they have, because some women are able to, are quite knowledgeable in calculating their safe period. Some believe that, okay, when I have sex during this safe period, especially, I can't get pregnant. That's also a myth. And also, some people also believe that they can't get pregnant if they douche after sex. What's that? Some people believe that they can't get pregnant if they like immediately after sex, then they put water inside their vagina and wash their vagina, like washing the vagina just after sex. So that you wash all the sperm off. Some people believe that they won't get pregnant. That's also a myth. And some people also believe that if a woman does not orgasm means the height of sexual climax. I think that's total anyways. Maybe let me just say sexual climax. Intense sexual pleasure when you have it during sex. That's like an orgasm. Some people believe that, okay, if you don't get to that orgasm stage, because in orgasm, the pelvic floor of the woman, it contracts. Can really be a pleasurable feeling for women, and it occurs multiple. Some people believe that, okay, if they don't have this orgasm, that they can't get pregnant. Okay, that's also a myth. And I think last myth here is, I think that's my last myth. So just running through, thinking that if they are breastfeeding, they can't get pregnant. That's a lie. Thinking that if they don't reach orgasm, they can't get pregnant. That's a lie. Thinking that if they wash the vagina immediately after sex, douching, they can't get pregnant because they are washing the sperm off. That's a lie. So I'm thinking that, okay, we can just know the safe time, and we don't need to just calculate safe period, and that's all. And can't get pregnant. That's a lie. Some people think that, okay, if the woman is on top during sex, they can't get pregnant. That's a lie. Some people think that you don't have to use a condom, just use a nylon, something to cover it, a balloon, wear a balloon. That's a lie. I don't believe that if they pull out the penis rather, they won't get pregnant. That's also a lie. And some people think their first time of having sex, I can't get pregnant. That's a lie. Some people thinking of taking their bath immediately after. That's a lie. And some people thinking that if you are on oral contraceptive pills, or even hormonal especially, that can start working immediately, that's also a lie.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, sir. You really, really broke down this myth and misconception thing. You explained it all. Like the next question we were supposed to ask was, does a woman, we're going to ask now our next question now, sir. You really broke down the part of the myth. Like, I didn't know that they went as far as the woman is on top and the man is down. That's very deep. Okay. I'm sure everyone listening has finally heard in fact, I'm sure the doctor has broken the table today. Please stop believing those myths you have always believed about your pattern of sex or contraception, and listen to the right thing and the way it should be done today. Okay, so the next question, I would just run these questions through in a yes and no form, sir. So that, because you have basically explained and answered them. So since we have them listed out, we'd just like you to answer a yes or no, true or false, to these questions, so we can, I can give you my additional questions, just so that we can wrap up fast. Now, does a woman need contraception when she has sex during the safe time?
The answer is yes, she does.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question. Okay, does the pill become effective immediately after taking it? That's the contraceptive pill. Does it become effective immediately after taking it?
No, it doesn't. But can I add an
Okay, sir.
addition?
Yes, please throw more light, sir.
All right. I remember when I was in 500 level then, we're learning, we're on our community medicine posting then. So that was this way, the woman, the nurse, the sister that was in charge of contraception, family planning generally. She was very specific when she was talking to a client. She called them clients because they were not really sick, so they were not really patients. So when she was talking to her client, she was very specific. She told them, okay, you are taking this oral, or you are taking this, because apart from what the pill contains is hormone. So sometimes some people don't have to because for the pill, you have to be taking it every day. Some people just use implants beneath the skin. It's almost the same, it's still the same hormonal principle, they work. So some, I think what they tell them then was that, in fact, she gives them condom at least to use for like a week and a half immediately. Like, so if you are going for the hormonal contraceptives, okay, I'm going to give you condoms. You and your partner use condom for a week and a half, then after you can start having your sex without the barriers, because the hormonal contraceptives take time for you to work well, for you to settle into the body system. So you definitely need to wait a bit. That's why some people make this mistake a lot and they get pregnant. And that is why even when you stop hormonal contraceptives, when you stop taking pills too, you don't expect to get pregnant immediately. You don't expect to get pregnant. You have to also wait a little before you also wait a little before you can even now get pregnant. So it's like both ways. So does the pill become effective immediately after taking it? The answer is no, it doesn't.
Excellent, sir. So they need to give it a while, sir. So how long is the while they're supposed to give the pill to become effective? Like, how long does it take the pill to become effective?
I'll take a week and a half to be very safe. Yes.
Okay, a week and a half. That's awesome. Thank you, sir. Now, the next question, as I said, a yes or a no, a true or a false. Can a woman get pregnant if it's her first time having sex?
Yes, very well.
Yeah.
She can get pregnant even if it's her first time.
Okay. Okay, before I take questions in the comment section, our next question now says, can a woman, as I said, yes or no, can a woman get pregnant if she takes a shower or bathe right after sex, or if she urinates right after sex?
In fact, this question is very okay. Let me just go straight to the answer, because the answer is can she get pregnant? Yes, she can definitely get pregnant. This is absolutely ridiculous for me. She can.
Yes. That's one of the myths you mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question now. Next question says, can a breastfeeding woman get pregnant?
Yes.
Please expatiate on this time.
Can get pregnant, but I have to talk more on this, especially.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Well, breastfeeding can be protective against pregnancy. It is true. And it is true it can be, but it is usually in the very early stages of pregnancy, let's say the first 5 months. And for when it is even that early, the baby must be solely on breast milk alone, not that the woman is maybe giving that formula, infant formula and all. And the woman must have the woman must not have had any menstrual, must not have menstruated during that time too. So those things must be fulfilled really. The woman, it must be very early times of birth, let's say the first 6 months, first 5, 6 months. Number one, the child must be on that breast alone. And the child must be on that breast alone. And the woman must, normal menses, when people get pregnant, before people get pregnant, they menstruate. When they get pregnant, they stop menstruating. That menstruation that they stop, it must still continue another time. It must not have returned. Must not have returned. So those conditions must be there, because those conditions must be there. The baby must only be feeding on the breast. the woman must not have resumed menstruation, and it must be within that first 5-6 months. Yes. So a woman like maybe like 7-8 months breastfeeding and thinking it's protective now, it's not. So a breastfeeding woman can get pregnant if those conditions
Okay.
that I mentioned are not really fulfilled. All the
Enough
three of them at
fulfilled.
once.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. That breaks it down a lot. While we hear some women say, I just gave birth to my child is still breastfeeding and I'm pregnant again. So today, I guess we all know or understand what that is all about. Okay, so for all our viewers on YouTube and on Facebook, if you have any questions, this will be the time you drop your questions, and let's take it in the next few minutes. Okay, so we have a question here that says, can a woman get pregnant aside the ovulation period?
Good. This is a very brilliant question, and I think I appreciate a lot. All right. Well, basically, I don't want to really give too much statistics, but basically, a woman's menstrual cycle, which is normal, is usually 21 to 35 days. The most common one is 28 days. Women menstruate every 28 days. So, and then can be between, but some varies, but I think normal is usually between 21 to 35 days. And then when does ovulation occur? Ovulation occurs, let's say, but let me take the 28 days as a prototype. So let me just assume that every woman, which is normal, menstruates every 28 days. On the 14th day, women ovulate.
Yeah.
On the 14th day. So some women are able to calculate their ovulation period, and they're able to know, okay, when they're ovulating, so as to know, okay, that is the best time for, ovulation just means they release an egg. So that's the best time for them to have sex, because the egg is fresh and available, and then the sperm just meets up with it. But can a woman now get pregnant outside this ovulation period? Yes. I'll mention two reasons now that comes to my head right now. Well, the two reasons I'll mention is, number one, women must have had some complaints, like, let's say, my menses came, it came when I did not expect. I don't know if you've ever heard that before.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
I'm just surprised. I'm surprised, like, oh, I didn't expect it, or it's even delaying more than I think it should have come.
Yes.
So if I want to be as basic as possible, if that can happen due to some hormonal imbalances that can happen at point in time, it's also important that ovulation can also come when you didn't expect, or it can also delays when you didn't expect, because it's a cycle that is in synchrony, that is balancing with the menstrual flow. So if your menses can come, even when you don't plan it, you could have it regular. You could know that, yeah, this thing is regular. Oh, normal on so time. This is when this thing will come. So this is when this thing will come. And sometimes you can still get surprised, because it can come early or it can come too late. You should also know that ovulation too sometimes can really surprise you too. It can come too early and it can also come late. That's even people with, because it is ovulation, the ovarian cycle, the menstrual cycle, they are all regulated by hormonal release from the brain, hormonal release which affects the ovaries, and sometimes these hormones that are meant to kickstart these processes and maintain the cycle might be affected due to stress, due to things at some point in time. So the cycle might not be as regular as you think sometimes, and it can just surprise you. Yes, the woman can get pregnant outside the ovulation period.
Excellent. That's very explanatory. Yes, and as being a woman, I know that I've experienced it. Like when I'm so stressed, message just come and I'm like, what's happening again? So that's true. Okay, so I'll be taking the final question for today. The question says, can a woman menstruate while she's pregnant? Is it possible for her to see a menstrual period while she's pregnant?
Yes, it is possible for a woman. Normally, I don't think a woman should actually menstruate while pregnant. I don't think it's possible because you know menstruation really, when a woman menstruates, her womb, the womb of women is in like roughly 3 layers. I think you have the perimetrum, I think you have the myometrum, I think you have the endometrium now. Endometrium is that inner lining.
Yeah.
Normally, I like to describe the endometrium as where the baby sleeps on, the bed of the baby. So,
Okay.
and then the endometrium now, it's like the womb, the uterus it has three clothings. One outside, one inside, one in the middle. The one in the middle is where the baby rests on. And that one in the middle too can be divided into another 3 layers again. It has one layer we call the basal layer. Then it has two on top of it. The two on top of it, we call it the compact and the spongy layer. So that compact and spongy layer, no, now I'm saying that the innermost part of the womb, the innermost part of the uterus now has 3 layers. It has the basal, the compact, and the spongy. So the basal layer is always there. It's one that is there always, except maybe there's an infection that destroys it. It's always there. So it's the compact and the spongy that will grow. Then, so when the woman is menstruating, she's actually, that's why it might be quite painful. She's removing 2 layers and shedding it out. And then after a while, the 2 layers will grow again. If there's no baby to rest on it, she will shed it again. So the basal is already there. The compact and spongy, they will come and go. The menstruation, that's how they call menstruation, the slowing off of the endometrium. It's like they're tearing it off since there's no baby to rest on it. So when a woman is pregnant, when there is an embryo that implants, let's say we have the basal, the compact and spongy, they are there, but a baby comes to rest on it. The woman does not need to menstruate because that's like the baby is dead. That's why it is dead, and the baby is dead. So it does not need to shed, the woman does not need to shed that part of the womb. So a woman really should not menstruate. A woman really should not menstruate while she's pregnant. However, when a woman is pregnant and she sees blood, that could be an abortion. It could be an abortion. And then also, if a woman, let's say, especially when the baby is probably less than 28 weeks, we use 28 weeks in our environment. In the US, I think they use 20. If the woman is less than 28 weeks, it's more like an abortion, like a miscarriage. But above that, it will be the woman has serious conditions, placenta previa, abrupto placenta. So a woman really should not see blood while she's pregnant. But if she does, it's definitely not menstruation for me. It is even more serious condition.
Oh, wow. Wow, sir, your session has been very insightful. We are having lots of questions. So we will take some of them, but we would like to know, sir, would it be possible for you to give us 30 minutes of your time again next week, Friday, so we could have a wrap up of this session to a satisfactory level that everyone has their questions answered? Would that be able to fit into your schedule, sir? Hello, doctor. Hello, doctor. Oh, I don't know if doctor. Okay, he wasn't hearing me. Okay, so we will have to wrap up here for tonight, but we are promising a follow-up session to this topic next week, Thursday, the same time and the same venue, African Girls Empowerment Network on YouTube and on Facebook. We're bringing a second session to this, so it's part 2 to this, where we'll answer all the questions. In fact, we're going to start with the questions that have been sent, and it will be open to send many more questions. Please note down your questions, prepare them. Next week, Thursday, we will take all those questions. You can as well drop them under this video, and we will curate those questions and prepare them for next week. Thank you all so much for joining us today on this very insightful session. If you would like to have a conversation or a counseling session with any of Wele by Choice staff, we have our WhatsApp lines, and you can find all the information you need on our website. Also, you can find them on our Facebook handle, which is African Girls Empowerment Network. Also, we would like to thank our sponsors and partners for ensuring we have these weekly sessions, which have been very educative for women. I would like everyone on the call today and everyone watching to please share, invite somebody, let somebody listen to this so they can have a background on what we're going to talk about next week, Thursday. Thank you all so much for joining us today, and we will see you next week, Thursday. We also have working centers all across Akwa Ibom, where you can go, Calabar and Akwa Ibom, where you can go to have one-on-one conversations with sexual health workers, or you can also use our call lines to just have an anonymous conversation with them and have all your questions answered. It's very important that you share with your brothers, your sisters, women everywhere, so they know their health and their sexual reproductive rights. Thank you until we see you next week, Thursday. Bye for now.
Thank you so much, Faith. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Bye.
All right, sorry, my network went off again. Up. Hello.
Hello, sir. We have ended it already, sir.
Okay, all right,
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Please, on the last conversation, we wanted to confirm of your availability for another meeting with us to wrap up the discussion. Maybe just 30 minutes next week at the same time.
I didn't quite get you well, please.
I mean, your conversation was really, really insightful, and we've got a lot of messages, questions from women on Facebook and some of our young ones. So we would like to have you again next week to wrap up and give answers to their questions. So we don't know if
well, I can't hear well, but I think if I don't know why the
Hello, can you hear me, sir? Hello.
audio quality is really bad, but she has my WhatsApp number. We can communicate from there, and we'll just fix the time.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for having me. Grateful. Thank you all.
Yeah, I'm leaving.